How can we actually be joyful during this single season, especially when we are really craving to be married and to start a family? And it's been part of your plan and your timeline has not come to fruition. Often people will say to me, "Oh, you're so blessed. You're so lucky to have this time of being single because you get to live a life with no distraction." And I challenge that because I really think being single in itself, when you want to be married and you want to move forward with these stages in your life, is a distraction. In fact, it's a constant distraction and it's a constant stressor in your life because every day you're thinking, am I going to meet someone? Is this ever going to happen for me? What is going to become of me if in 20 years I'm still single? We have so many worries and anxieties that weigh on us as single people. And this is a constant stressor, which, really weighs heavily on our hearts to the extent where I have even thought, what will I do when I'm an older person and I'm unable to look after myself? And what happens if I don't have a husband or children to look after me? And, I'm laughing about this, but I have honestly stayed up worrying about these things. And of course, we know that Jesus tells us to be anxious for nothing. And we have to understand that under God's providence, every single thing that has happened or not happened has been in some way to lead us to a greater end. But that is hard. It's a hard reality. It's a hard pill to swallow. And, sometimes I think, oh, what if I had made a different decision when I was a teenager? Or what if I'd gone down a different path in my young adulthood? It is so easy to live by the what ifs and the regrets. But the truth is that in life, yes, there are some binary rights and wrongs, of course. But a lot of the time, the decisions that you make won't necessarily be right or wrong, whether you should have married this person or said yes or said no. But it's more about making the decision right. And making that decision right is understanding how to listen to your gut, really knowing what are the vision and values for your life. What is it that you really hold close to you? Because, of course, another point that people like to make for us singles is that we have too long of a list or we have too many deal breakers. And it's really important to know where these beliefs are rooted, because it's okay to have standards. It's good to have standards and to hold true to those while also being flexible and open to the person that God wants to bring you. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about reframing this single season, because I know I've talked about feeling stressed and I feel that, but can we change that to being excited? As a single person, we literally do not know the time or the hour when God is going to change our life completely, when we might meet the person of our dreams. So while we're living in the season of worry, change that to a season of excitement and openness, and knowing that this is a time when we can really focus on life-giving activities and also building a community, because we are, of course, called to live within community. And as a single person, when you don't have your own family yet, that can feel really difficult because sometimes you can really crave that. And that's when it's great to, really lean into your family of origin, the communities you have around you, your friendship circles, your church groups, your colleagues, and lean into hobbies or things that you always wanted to learn. I always wanted to learn how to use a proper camera, how to use a microphone, how to edit a video, which I still am not really able to do apart from slicing up these videos a little bit and uploading them. But a year ago, I would have never thought I'd be capable of doing that. And having a little bit more time and freedom has been a gift, as has been learning what really excites me. I'm trying to go to sleep earlier and get more sleep, but sometimes I'm just really excited and I'll be up until 1 a.m. working on a project or writing an article. And that for me really gives me the sense of purpose and the sense of fun, and it's important for us to be joyful during this time. We can't just be this miserable in a season of waiting and passiveness, because I think it's really important that we are proactive. And It is difficult as well because if you are like me, I really enjoy home comforts, and going out is sometimes really like the do I have to go out? And of course, if you do want to meet someone in real life, if you do desire to have this meet cute like they have in the rom-coms, which I'm not saying is going to happen, by the way, it does require us to go outside and to put ourselves out there. And I know this is a struggle, and and it can be tricky. And I do think that's why there is sometimes a temptation to online dating. And I have been to some amazing weddings of people who've met online and who are now having children and really having fruitful and loving marriages. But the problem with online dating sometimes is that you start thinking you're looking for a shopping list rather than an actual person. And also, you might miss those people who, on a 2D photo aren't really your type. But if you were to see them in real life and see their, charisma and gravitas, you might be really magnetically attracted to them. So, yeah, I personally would love to meet someone in real life, but I am open to however God wants that person to enter into my life. But I also know it is a contradiction that like I really love staying home. And yet, if I want to meet someone in real life, I probably need to leave my house. That in itself, like having to have a diary full of social events, can also be stressful. So I challenge anyone who says, oh, you're so free when you're single, because there are things that you do need to make more of an effort to do in order to hopefully, expand your circles, meet new communities, be open and receptive. But yes, I hope this is encouraging. I felt called to put out a video about this only because I kept hearing this, oh, it's so good to be single and it's good to have no distractions. And I was like, no, being single in itself is a distraction. So I want to affirm and validate any of you guys who are feeling this way, which is just like constantly a little bit worried and a little bit stressed, but to also call and invite you to try to really embrace the joy that you do have. Cultivate the community friendships that you have already, and grow as a person spiritually, mentally, physically, and in our hobbies and in what we can do. Any tips or advice that you guys have on how we can really live joyfully during this season, during this journey to marriage one day, God willing, would be so welcome, because it is a journey and it fluctuates up and down. You're going to have some days where you feel really good and other days where you're feeling a little bit hopeless, but please do not lose hope, because we need to just know that that hope is just constant. Because as I say, if we live in this state of excitement and openness and wonder rather than worry, anxiety and panic, life is going to be a lot easier and you're going to be so much more joyful, and joy begets joy. And I just feel like, it's going to be easier to gravitate and to attract the right person when you're in a better and more positive mindset. So, okay, that's me, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.